Hello students, welcome to Hortus Botanica, your dream classroom for NEET. Yes, today we are going to start eBaj under HB Studio. eBaj, you all know, eBaj stands for Exploring Botany A to Z. Means to say, I will try my best to guide you any concern of the botany from A to Z up to the NEET level. So today I have selected mineral nutrition after several suggestions of students because this chapter is database chapter but very important for your NEET examination. Every year two questions are asking. So today we will discuss mineral nutrition. It's your first lecture, and yes, we have these snapshots of this chapter, plant physiology, unit 4, chapter mineral nutrition. We have 6 subtopics as mentioned, and I told you that how it is important. Yes, this is very important as you are finding here that about 2 to 3 questions are asking every year in NEET. So in general this year also you are going to get 2 marks, means 2 question. This is your 4 marks. So if you want to get 4 marks in this 2020 NEET examination, then I think this lecture will be very beneficial for you. So yes, this is the lecture plan for. So total number of lecture is 3. So first lecture we have today. Yes, we have first lecture only where we will discuss method to study the mineral requirement in plants, and second we will study essential mineral elements up to hydroponics, right? Yes. So first of all I would like to discuss with you why we take mineral nutrition is a very crucial and boring subject. No, it's not boring, rather marks scoring. You can score maximum marks. Now try to get this chapter very easily through this lecture. So first of all I would like to tell you, whenever you get the term mineral nutrition, so you have 2 terms, mineral and nutrition. So what do you mean by nutrition? Anybody will ask, nutrition, what is nutrition? Yes, for nutrition you can define it as IDI. Yes, IDI means to say ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and finally egestion. So these are the 5 important steps for the nutrition, and this ingestion starts with the important nutrients, and that nutrients source will either organic or inorganic. In this chapter we are going to study mainly the inorganic nutrients. Yes, inorganic nutrients we will study, where we have non-essential as well as essential nutrients, because under organic nutrients there will be protein, carbohydrate, and this is the part of plant metabolism. So here we are going to discuss the mineral nutrition. Nutrition, yes, means to say we are going to provide nutrients to the plant, and especially we have to focus minerals, mines present in the soil, and that mines is mainly we'll talk about the inorganic mines, inorganic nutrients or minerals that is providing nutrition for the growth and development of the plant. That's why it is called mineral nutrition. So our 11th class student, what will you define? What is mineral nutrition? Don't worry, you can easily define that mineral nutrition. What is mineral nutrition? Yes, it is absorption, distribution, and metabolism of various new minerals by plants. Why? For growth and development. So what we studied? Yes, very easy. Just remember by this ADM means to say what we have ADM, absorption, distribution, and metabolism. Of what? Yes, of various minerals. And where it will held? Yes, it will conducted by plants. Why? For the growth and development. So ADM by plants for growth and development. This is called mineral nutrition. So what usually minerals are there in the form of mines? Yes, it is inorganic, as I told you. So under inorganic we have two important part, that is essential and non-essential. By name it is very much clear. Essential, yes, essential means element without which what happened, the plant growth and life cycle cannot be completed. Means to say, a plant has to complete its production and life cycle, it needs essential nutrients, and the non-essential are beneficial, means required, but its essentiality is not proved. So we will discuss here about the mainly essential elements, but you will have a desire that how it come to the mind in the scientists that thought that something is transferring from soil to plant. Yes, this important thoughts first time came in the great scientist. Yes, he is von Helmont. Yes, this scientist. What happened? He found that we have a plant. Yes, suppose if it is your plant. So what he found, that this plant was planted in a pot. So there just will be soil, there will be soil, yes, soil will be there, and there will be plant. Plant has also its weight. Similarly, soil is there, soil has also its weight. So what he found, after his 5-year experiment, he found that a small plant gets its weight high. Yes, there is gain in the weight, but the soil weight is lost. How much? It is 56.7 gram. Means to say that important nutrients present in the soil was transferred where? From soil to the plant. That's why the plant weight is increasing and the soil weight is going to decrease. Means to say that minerals is being absorbed, being distributed for the metabolism in the plants, for the growth and development of the plant, and that's why you remember what is mineral nutrition. Yes, it is ADM, absorption, distribution and metabolism of various minerals, that is essential minerals mainly by the plants. Why? For its growth and development. And why it is essential? Without its plant cannot complete its production and the life cycle. So by this way, I think you are very aware how this idea came to the scientists, that there will be a mineral nutrition, there will be a transfer of nutrients from the soil to the plants, and these are mainly inorganic minerals. So I think it's clear. So in a nutshell, in this slide we have to study that what is mineral nutrition. Mineral nutrition is absorption, distribution and metabolism of various minerals by plant for growth and development. Is it clear, friends? Okay, now come. So second topic we have is essential mineral elements. So we have to find out how we come to know that really it is essential. Who will decide? How it was decided that there is some essential elements? How it will be recognized, the essentialities of the elements for the plants? Yes, really it was a very unhidden things which was time to time came into the discovery. So first of all, I would like to discuss this discovery of essential elements under these 3 headings. First, plants. Yes, first as plants as mineral indicator. Second, I will discuss about the Ash analysis, and third, I will discuss about the techniques to detect minerals. First, plant as the mineral indicators. Is it very much clear? You all know that yes, you can't search mango, you can't search apple in the lowland area. Yes, apple will be in Kashmir. You can't get good agriculture of paddy which is in the lowland area, in the highland area. Yes, means to say these plants are the indicator of that particular area, and if plants are there, then the minerals present in the plant will be also present in the soil. Means to say these plants are what? Yes, these plants are the bio indicator that indicates plant is there, so important minerals associated that plant will be also present in the soil. So we must know about plants as mineral indicator. This is called bio indicator. Yes, it is also given in our Gita. Yes, Gita of NEET, means to say I am talking about NCERT. What happened? We have three important examples. Selenium. Whenever you will get a plant, astragalus, as well as asparagus. You all know about asparagus in morphology also. So if there will be asparagus, then you must think that if this plant is asparagus, then the soil present for that plant there will be selenium. Similarly, if the plant is equisetum, see I have given this is your equisetum, you all know in your plant kingdom. So if it is equisetum, then what happen? Yes, there will be Au, gold will be there, because equisetum is the indicator of the gold. So the gold particles present in the soil. Similarly, polygonum is also indicator of gold. And very important, peach as well as Arabidopsis. Yes, this Arabidopsis belongs to the family Brassicaceae. You all know Brassicaceae, right now? So it belongs to Brassicaceae family, Arabidopsis thaliana. So this Arabidopsis is also the indicator of radioactive strontium. So friends, we have three important minerals, and these plants will indicate their address, their presence. So it all came to the mind in the scientists that we have some plants, and if the plant will be abandoned, then such types of nutrients will be also abandoned. From that information, the scientists started to think, then we must get all these minerals present in the soil through their ash rock. So what happened? They started to study the ash analysis. What they did in ash analysis? Yes, come in a step by. What happened? First they took living plants, and for 1 or 2 days they treated them up to 70 to 80 degrees centigrade. Later on, the dry wet plant was treated by, what happened? They treated them with 600 degrees centigrade temperature. At this high temperature, what happened? We have two important minerals present in the plant. First is the inorganic, second is organic minerals. The maximum organic minerals evaporates. So we are going to talk about again inorganic minerals. As I told you, under the mineral nutrition, we have to focus on inorganic minerals only, friends. So what is left in ash mainly? Yes, what we need, what we desired, it is what? Yes, inorganic minerals. What the scientists noticed? They found that in different plants, about 105 nutrients were there. Minerals were there, and more than 60 minerals are present in different plants. Later on they found that all plants present on the earth have essentially 30 important minerals are there, elements are there. Out of that, it was found that the essential elements, yes, without which reproduction and life cycle, yes, I told you reproduction and life cycle cannot be completed. These are total according to new NCERT 17 and according to old NCERT 20. So don't remember at 20 at present. You must remember how much? Yes, 17 are the essential elements. Now we come to the very good discovery that we have important 17 essential elements without which plant cannot execute their reproduction and the life cycle. Now again, it was the challenge for the scientists. Then what should be the concentration of such types of the essential elements? Right? Then they come to very important technology to decide their nutrient, their amount, their quantity required properly for the plant growth and reproduction, development, they studied through the hydroponics. Yes, this is the technique to detect the minerals, and this is the first technique to detect the minerals, successful technique. And this technique is capable to find out even very low concentration of the elements up to 10 per the power minus 8 gram per milliliter. Is it clear? So by hydroponics, we are capable to find out the important essential elements as well as their important proper concentration. And this hydroponics is the panacea for all the scientists who want to culture plant and started the story of plant culture, that is the tissue culture, to develop their MS medium in biotechnology. So you can say that this discovery of hydroponics was also a simultaneous discovery of the tissue culture, because under tissue culture we provide external nutrients, and that concept first time came in, yes, important scientist SAG. So before that, I will come to that point, hydroponics. Before that, we should study some NCERT important points. First, so why you are telling that yes, there is essential elements? What should be the criteria for the essentiality? How will decide? Yes, it is essential element. Yes, for that, what do we find? That if the element is essential, so this is directly involved in the plant metabolism. You all know plant metabolism. Yes, respiration will be there, photosynthesis will be there, energy forming, energy utilization, everything will be there under the plant metabolism. And if a plant is executing its metabolism properly due to the direct involvement of the essential elements, means to say the plant is showing normal growth and reproduction. So you can say if there will be plant metabolism, there will be normal growth and reproduction. So if a plant is getting directly, no problem in the important elements, so there will be plant metabolism. If plant metabolism is normal, then there will be normal growth and reproduction will be there. Means to say, if plant need its growth and reproduction properly, then we cannot replace that very essential element. Means to say, these essential elements are specific, you cannot replace them. Why you cannot replace them? Because they are directly involved in the plant metabolism. That's why you cannot replace them. It is not replaceable. How you will decide? How you will claim that it is not replaceable? Yes, if you are replacing, means deficiency of one element cannot be compensated by other, and if you are going to compensate it, then there will be deficiency in the plant. Means to say, plant will not execute the normal growth and reproduction. So it gives the evidence that really these elements are specific. So if it is a specific, so it is directly involved. If directly involved in the plant metabolism, there will be normal growth and reproduction. So what you are thinking, we have three important points. Yes, we have three important points, but in nutshell you say we have only 1 point. How? A specific. Yes, see, if it is specific, why specific? Because they are essential for growth and development. And if growth and development is being executed, means to say it is directly involved. So what we are finding, a specific directly involvement will be there, then they will absolutely necessary for growth and development, reproduction. And if both are being executed, means we have very specific and non-replaceable elements, right now. So what we are finding, this is 3 in 1, and I have given this mnemonics DAS. Yes, D stands for directly involved in plant metabolism. A stands for yes, absolutely necessary for plant growth and reproduction. But means in the absence of essential elements, plant cannot complete its life cycle. Yes, that's why it is absolutely essential. And finally, it is specific and not replaceable. So remember, my friends, mnemonics: DAS for the crix. DAS, D for, tell me, yes, tell with me, directly involved in plant metabolism. A stands for absolutely necessary for growth and reproduction. S for specific and not replaceable. So in this way, you have to remember 3 important criteria for the essentiality of the element. Is it clear? I think it will be remembered. Yes? Good. Now come. Now today we have important, yes, what we are discussing earlier, essential elements. So these essential elements type, we have 2 type of essential elements. Yes. In our old NCERT, I have also given this information to you. Yes. In old NCERT, as I told you, it was given 20 important essential elements right now. So these 10 in the macro exactly, and this 10 in the micro. So total 10 and 10, 20. So first of all, I want to give the mnemonics to remember it, because this is very important part. So remember with me, con, are you telling with me? Yes, con, sp, k, mug, kasi. I think it is, remember. Tell me friends with me. Con, sp, k, mug, kasi. Con, who? Con, sp, you all know sp. K, mug, mug is a container. Kasi, you know Kasi in our UP. So what happened? We have a very good mnemonic. Con, sp, k, mug, kasi. But see, I have written C, yes, with red, means to say in new NCERT it is not given. So total in new NCERT we have 9. Yes, see here, con, sp, k, mug, ka. What is not given here? Yes, C is not given in our new NCERT. Must remember. Similarly, if you are going to talk about the macronutrients, then what happened? These macronutrients according to our new NCERT 10. So first remember that FAQ, mobile, you all know. You have mobile, so I want to tell you FAQ, फेंक दो, FAQ, mobile, जन मन कल, जन means जन, मन से, कल आज, कल से ही फेंक दो. और मोबाइल किस कंपनी की है? Yes, I am talking about Nivco, नोकिया कंपनी की है, Nivco. So Nivco, so you have to remember FAQ, mobile, jan, man, kal, Nivco. So you have to remember this V and Co. So you have to remove Vico turmeric. I think you will remember now. So Vico turmeric and Vico turmeric will be used by the girls. C, you all know girls. So you have to remove C and Vico. So in this way we have only 9 from the macronutrients and 8 from the micronutrients. So total we have, yes, we have 17 essential elements. So I think you have remembered this thing, because in your examination question will come, which one is not micronutrients, which one is not macronutrients. So you have to remember the mnemonics. Again I am telling you the mnemonics for the macro. Yes, you have to remember for macro, con, sp, k, mug, kasi. C is not present in our new NCERT. Now macronutrients, again you are talking about the macronutrients. What is there? FAQ, mobile, jan, man, kal, Nivco, Vico turmeric. You have to remove Vico turmeric को remove करना है, right? Now we have only 2 important essential elements, that is macronutrients and micronutrients. Now what do you mean by macro and micro? By name it is very much clear. Macro means to say large amount. So large amount, what is the parameter of large? Yes, I am telling you, this is 10 millimole per kg of dry mass. So remember, 10 millimole per kg. I think remember, are you telling with me? Yes, tell please. 10 millimole per kg. So if the concentration is greater than 10 millimole per kg of the dry mass, means to say then it is only larger amount. But the same concentration, remember my dear friends, 10 millimole per kg lesser than, so lesser than 10 millimole per kg, this is very small amount, and this is called micronutrients. So macronutrients means large concentration in plant tissues, micronutrient means very small concentration in plant tissues. And their number, yes, total number is 9 corn SPK Makka, and their micronutrients total number is 8. What is that? Feku, mobile, jan, man, kal, niv, and you have to remove ko. V ko turmeric remove kar dena, right? Now, so a question is usually asked, so what is the source of very important element carbon, hydrogen and oxygen? Yes, this carbon, hydrogen and oxygen usually come from either water or from carbon dioxide. By otherwise, the other elements are usually come from soil. So soil is the main source. So main sources are, yes, soil, water and CO2 for the macronutrients. Now, so effect of its excessive amount. Yes, if you are giving excess amount of macronutrients, it is usually not toxic, but if you are giving excess amount of the macronutrients, it is usually toxic. Toxicity will be there. We will study the toxicity of important micronutrients in further topics. So I think this is very important and crucial topic, type of essential element, where we have to remember macronutrients total number according to new NCERT 9 is there. Yes, 9 is there, and according to new NCERT micro is 8, so total number is 17, right? So 17 total, but question may arise in higher plants. Yes, if you are talking about the higher plants, then what happened? How many essential elements are involved? Total number of elements will be asked. So essential elements, as I discussed, 9 plus 8, 17, but there are also some beneficial elements. Total number of beneficial elements is 4. This is silicon, sodium, selenium and cobalt. So remember, with a very good mnemonics, SINA-SECO. I think you must remember SINA-SECO. SINA-SECO. I think a very good mnemonics to remember SINA-SECO. So total number is 4, SINA-SECO, and now total number is, now we have 21. How? 9 plus 8 plus 4, so total number is 21. So question will ask, total number of elements usually present in the all higher plants are 21. That is 9, 8 plus 4, 21. 4 is SINA-SECO, 8 is Feku, mobile, Janmankal, Niv, and 9 is Corn, SPK, Magka. Is it clear? So in this way, it's very important and crucial topic. You must remember this mnemonic, SINA-SECO. Micronutrients, important, their concentration 10 millimole per kg. Is it clear, friends? Good. Now come. Yes. We have four broad category of essential elements. This is based on completely their function, diverse functions. Yes. Now, so these 4 categories are, 2 is of components. Yes, see, this is the component, again this is the component. So we have 2 out of 4 is component, right? So this is the structural part, and 2 is really of the functional parts. These 2 are the functional part. Is it clear? So first is the component of biomolecules and a structural element of cell, really. So if you are going to constitute a cell, their components are important, components are essential elements. For example, carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Similarly, this is also the component of energy related chemicals for compounds in plants. For example, magnesium. Yes, you all know that in magnesium is present in chlorophyll, and the chlorophyll is the only chemical that can trap sunlight for the photosynthesis. See, this is the chlorophyll molecules. Yes, and in this chlorophyll molecules we are finding these are the phytol. Yes, porphyrin heads are there, and this is the phytol tail. So this is the magnesium. So you can think the important role of magnesium in chlorophyll, right now. Similarly in ATP, so in ATP phosphorus is there, ADP will be there, there will be phosphorylation, and finally the ATP is formed. So the important energy related chemical compounds have also that very essential elements as the components. So two components for cellular structure, biomolecule. Second, energy rich compound as we discussed in chlorophyll, magnesium, ATP, phosphorus. Now two important examples after that. So this is activate or inhibit enzymes. Yes, these are the enzyme activator or it will be inhibitor, and in metabolism maximum reactions are enzyme mediated. So we need the activator, we need the inhibitor according to the requirement of the plants. So see the three examples we have taken. First, Mg++ magnesium. This it is activator for both. Yes, RUBP, ribulose, bisphosphate, and PEP, phosphoenol pyruvate carboxylase. Both are the CO2 acceptor. First in C3 plant, yes, and second is in C4 plant. Yes, so Rubisco, this is the C3 plant, and PEP in the C4 plant. So what happened in the photosynthesis? The Mg++ is the activator. Similarly, if you are going to study the alcohol dehydrogenation, so dehydrogenase is there, for that Zn++ is as activator. Similarly, in the nitrogen fixation, if you are going to study the nitrogen metabolism, we will study in the last topic. So the nitrogenase is there, and in nitrogenase molybdenum and iron is their very structural component as well as the activator. So these are the activator and important, play very important and diverse function. So this is our first function, component of cell structure and biomolecules. This is second component for the energy related chemical compound, and third, yes, it is activator or inhibitor of enzymes, and fourth one, yes, what happened in fourth one? It alters the osmotic potential of a cell. You all know about the role of potassium, yes, during opening and closing of a stomata. Yes, see the stomata, we have this guard cell, and if guard cell will be turgid, then what happen? Then the stomatal aperture will open, and if it is not turgid, rather it is flaccid, then this stomatal aperture will be closed. So the turgidity of guard cell, the osmotic concentration of the guard cell will execute the opening and closing of stomata. So in this way we have important four broad category of the essential elements. Remember, first A, second, I will tell you again at very good mnemonic, CCAA. Okay friends, what will you remember? CCAA. C, component of cell and the biomolecule. Second, component of what? Energy related chemicals. AA, first one is the activator or inhibitor right now, and then it is the what happened, this will alter the osmotic concentration. So CCAA, 2 is the component, first for a structure, second for energy related chemical compound. AA, one is the activator, another will alter the osmotic concentration. So in this way you have to remember these four broad category of essential elements. Okay, now yes, now the very interesting topic for what we started and we were waiting for. Yes, hydroponics. I was talking you that hydroponics, yes, it was the great discovery in plant. Why? Because this started the real man-made culture of the plants. So in hydroponics, that hydroponics is give the proper essentialities of the elements. So we have the topic mineral requirement of plants, and the mineral requirements of plant will be detected only through the hydroponics. So hydroponics is also called as water culture, soilless culture, as well as solution culture. So what is hydroponics? Yes, by name it is very much clear. It is hydro means water, ponics means culture. So we are going to study technique of growing plants. We have to grow plants. How? Yes, the root will be immersed in the nutrient solution. Nutrient solution will be there, but that nutrient solution will be not taken from the soil, only from the water. We will take that nutrient from soil, not soil, rather from water. That's why it is called hydroponics. So, what is hydroponics? Yes, it is a study of technique of growing plants with roots immersed in nutrient solution without soil is called hydroponics. Meet the great important scientist who started the hydroponics first time. Yes, we have J.V. Sack, who first time in 1860 demonstrated hydroponics, right? But he worked this hydroponics only to know the important essential nutrients required for the plants. So really it was a very noble work started by our important scientist Julian von Sack. But it was well good, make very easily available to the people like us for our business, as a job, as a business, as an industry. And that technique who learned, who given to us at commercial scale was William F. Garrick. Yes, see this great scientist Garrick. So he is the only scientist who gave the technique for commercialization, how we can make culture of important plants as a business at commercial scale. So we have two important scientists right now. So these important scientists, we have two important scientists, and these important scientists are first is we have Sack who started, and second we have Garrick who started this hydroponics at commercial level right now. Now I think have you seen this diagram, figure of photo of Sack? No. Yes, I know. That's why I have used this important eminent scientist photo, so that you can recall it very easily. So you can recognize Julian von Sack and William F. Garrick. Yes. Now, very good explanation of and demonstration of hydroponics. See, in this slides, we are trying I am trying my best to show the main techniques and demonstration of hydroponics. So we can understand hydroponics through two important setup. First setup is of nutrient soil culture, where single plant is being cultured. So what is very important for your NEET examination? This diagram may given to your question, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 labelings are there. So there will be A, B, C, D, and you will have to demonstrate what should be A, B, C, D for the labeling. So always remember, it's very easy. Plant is there, and the plant is being packed by the cotton, so that there should be no any aeration externally. And funnel, this is the funnel through which important nutrients and water is powered according to the requirement. And this is the aerating tube through which air is being given, and these are the nutrient solution. Only water is there along with the nutrients, no soil is there, so it is called nutrient solution culture. So this is the important demonstration of single plant growth, and it indicates if plant is growing properly along with the nutrients, it's okay. If you are giving in less amount of the less concentration of any micro or macronutrients, it will appear in the form of deficiency. So this is a very good demonstration of the plant requirement. There is a directly proportionation of as you are introducing the elements, what is the effect on the plants. You are very clearly capable to state, yes, due to this X nutrients, this is being changed in the plant. So in this way detection were done by Sack. It took long time. Now, so I will talk now this commercialization of hydroponics. So hydroponics plant production. See, this is also called as tray culture. What you are finding? You are finding here that we have taken a tube or trough, placed on the slight incline. So inclination is there where several plants has been inserted, right? So what is the emphasis of these two things? Yes, for two setup we have very important things equal for both. First, nutrient solution must be adequately aerated to obtain optimum growth. Remember, we have to provide them the nutrient solution in water as a medium. Water is there, will be there right now. Second, in the setup what we are finding, first is we have a tube where plants has been placed. Second, we have, see, this is the pump. And what is the work of pump? Yes, pump will circulate the nutrients from reservoir to the elevated end of the tube, so that there will be no any deficiency of water along with the nutrients, right? So what happened, you will find this is the flow, this is the direction of flow. So the solution flows down the tube and returns to the reservoir due to gravity. That's why there is inclination. So during that inclination, water will be powered automatically, and as a force return we have used their pump, right? So in the insect, what it is showing? Yes, it shows the plant whose roots are continuously in bath. Yes, why it is bathing? Because if it will bath, then only it will get the nutrients, isn't it? And in aerated, nutrients are there. So in this way, these are the important information regarding that hydroponics, that is a hydroponics plant production. Is it clear? Now, see, hydroponics application and significance. Yes. So first of all, I will talk about the new activity during experiments. What happened? Why you are using this hydroponics? As I told you, the main purpose was to know the important requirement, proper concentration of the micro and the macronutrients required for the optimum growth. Yes. So activity during experiment, what was done? Yes, added, means essential elements were added. It was substituted to check either it can be substituted or not. So it will be essential element. Yes, it can't be substituted because you remember DAS. I remember. Yes. So it is being checked. Rather remove, and after removal, if it is essential, you can't remove. So later on it is again given. So in this way, there are four important exercises: adding, substitution, removing, and again addition. So why these are done? In varied concentration, mineral solution suitable for the plant growth. So these are the important exercises, activities during the experiment, and by this way we come to know what? We come to know essential elements are identified. Which element is essential and not essential, and if an essential is there and if you are removing, then it will be not unnoticed. Yes, it will be noticed through their deficiency symptom will be there due to that deficiency. If you are using important micronutrients more than its concentration, that there will be toxicity of the nutrients. It is also analyzed. And there was also interaction of different elements, means to say X is given and Y is not given. So if X is interaction with Y and Z, so due to X, Y and Z will be also affected. Are you getting my point? Yes, I will discuss in the next slide. I am telling you, A, if you are increasing A, so due to increasing A, B, C and D might be possible. Due to increasing these, the deficiency of B will be absorbed. See how it is interacting. Really, it's a very difficult work, but later on it was also discovered thanks to our scientists, great scientists. Now, so in this way, these are the activity: add, substitution, removal, and finally given. And these are the four important findings through which we come to know what is important, why there is deficiency, why it is toxic, and when this toxicity will be removed in this way. Now, significance. Now, what is the application? So this hydroponics was successfully employed as a technique for commercial production of vegetables. Yes, it is given in our NCERT. Tomato, seedless cucumber, and lettuce. These are the important three plants: potato, seedless cucumber, and lettuce. So these are being cultured at the commercial scale. So these are what? These are, you can say, vegetables. Beside vegetables, some flowers can be also grown. So vegetables and flowers culture is called horticulture. So question will be asked in your NEET that hydroponics is used for horticulture or silviculture? No, silviculture. Yes, in silviculture what happened? We used to grow only the woody plants, and woody plant cannot be grown through the hydroponics. They need a very hard supporting medium, and we are providing water only here. So this is not for silviculture, woody plant, forest plant, but it is for horticulture, flowers and vegetables. Three important examples are given in our NCERT, that is tobacco, seedless cucumber and lettuce. Is it clear? Now what are the significance of this hydroponics? Yes, this hydroponics is weed free. Weed, you all know, unwanted plants. What happen if you are growing in the soil? So if soil is the medium, this is our main plant, but there are some unwanted plants, and these unwanted plants are called weeds. So in water there will be no weeds. Is it clear? Now this is pathogens free. There is no chance of pathogens present in the soil. Soil borne diseases are there, right now. So there is no chance of pathogens. First. Second, this is the control experiments. Yes, we know the requirement of temperature, the humidity, the important nutrients, the light intensity, everything will be controlled externally, and it is not depending, since externally it is being controlled, so there is no chance of their seasonal dependency. So there is no seasonal dependency. So these are the main application and significance of hydroponics. Now yes, see, very important question for your EAMS as well as NEET. Chelating agent. During the culture, what was the very big challenge? Challenge was the heavy elements. For example, iron. These heavy elements were usually precipitated. Yes, precipitated. And if it is going to precipitate, how it will be available to the plants as a nutrients? You all know that if you are not providing Fe, there will be chlorosis, right now. So the scientists again got big problem, and finally they solved this problem through the chelating agents, and these chelating agents keep the heavy metals in soluble form, and these chelating agents are EDTA, DTPA and Siderforms, right? So if you are only remembering EDPA, TA, then second will be automatically remembered. See, I am taking you the tricks. First, EDTA, remember EDTA, ethylene diamino tetraacetate, and just add one, ethylene diethylene diamino tetraamino, right now. So this is tetraacetate, so it is pentaacetate. So in this way you have to remember EDTA and DTPA, and third one is the Siderform. So these are the chelating agents which is being used to make the heavy metals in soluble state. Now see how beautiful tomato we have. Yes, tomato bara majdar. So you are finding these tomatoes which is the only developed culture through the hydroponics. Similarly, see this plant through the hydroponics, how these are the tubes where plants has been placed, as I told you, in the hydroponics plant culture. And see the very good data. Yes, these are the important data. If you are using soil for lettuce, tomato and cucumber, what is given in our NCERT. So in soil, its production per ton per hectare at harvest sector, it is 52. But if you are using hydroponics, it is, yes, 6 times. Very good production, 6 times more than in soil. Similarly, tomato 80 to 100 tons, but in hydroponics, yes, again it is 3 to 4 times more. Yes, about 4 times more, 350 to 400 tons. Cucumber 30 to 10 to 30 tons, but see how it is 700 to 800 tons. Oh my god, it is 70 to 80 times more production. Really, I think we should left our study and first start this industry of hydroponics to get such 6 times, 4 times, up to 70 times more production than to the soil. Really hands up to our SAC. Gaudik, really I hands up to you what you have given the very good techniques who can be used by anyone. So friends, really this is the very important information about the hydroponics. Now what was the application? Yes, as I told you, hydroponics will also give me the symptom of deficiency. Yes, deficiency symptom of essential elements. Yes, so first of all, 2 important terms we must understand. What? Essential concentration. What is essential concentration? Concentration of the essential element below which, yes, below which plant's growth is retarded. Yes, what is the normal growth? It will start to down, decrease, means there is retardation. Plant is decreasing, negative growth is there, degrowth is there. Why? Because the concentration is not given up to that very concentration, below concentration. So that's why it is called critical. So what is critical concentration? Yes, concentration of essential element below which plant's growth is retarded is called critical concentration. And how it is being noticed? Yes, it is noticed by supply of the essential element becomes limited, so plant growth is retarded, right? Now, so second is deficiency symptom. So only here you are not going to get the deficiency symptom here under the critical concentration retardation. Only growth is retarded. But if you are going to again reduce their concentration below the critical concentration, yes, below essential concentration is the critical concentration, and below the critical concentration it will be as the deficient, and it will executed by the morphological changes, and this is called deficiency symptom. So question will be asked, what do you mean by deficiency symptom? Yes, deficiency symptom is concentration present below the critical concentration as deficient, that shows as morphological changes. See how there, this, see, this is the nitrogen not given. See, this is yellowing is there, chlorosis. Magnesium, see what happened there, is the intervenal chlorosis is there. This phosphorus changes are there. So these are the important elements, and their deficiency shows the very good morphological changes. And this is not the pathogenic infection. No, this is not caused by any bacteria, virus or pathogens, rather only the deficiency of the important essential elements in the soil. That's why you are finding these morphological changes, right? Now see, so example of, yes, example of deficiency symptom in our NCERT it is given, and this is very important topic. I will give you very good mnemonics to remember these things. So example of this deficiency symptom of essential elements. First, yes, first is the delayed flowering. Means we have 3 important elements execute delayed flowering. If you are providing that concentration is low, means there will be below the critical concentration you are providing, it will shows delayed flowering. Flower will be delayed, and these are molybdenum, sulfur and nitrogen. So I will give you the remember to tricks to remember. Motion, remember I am telling you motion. So remember motion is deficiency, there will be delayed flowering. Similarly, second, inhibition of cell division, means to say you are not giving lack of element, low level of that 4 element is given, so there will be no cell division will be inhibited. So there are how many important? Yes, we have 4 important elements for that, which is K, molybdenum, sulfur and nitrogen. So remember K motion, here it is motion, here you have to remember K motion. Fine. Now so here motion, here K motion. So motion and K motion. Now third will remember about the chlorosis. Very important question for your NEET examination. Chlorosis means loss of chlorophyll leading to yellowing in yellow leaf. So leaf will become yellow from green. This is called chlorosis. Right now, so there are 8 important elements each deficiency causes chlorosis, and these are, yes, remember the tricks again: motion, फेके, मंजन, महंगे. Remember, motion, फेके, manjan, महंगे. So we have given you 3 important tricks. Again I am writing here to revise you what I told you in first. Motion, this motion, yes, these are the important 3 elements that is going to cause delayed flowering. Second, I told you K plus motion. K motion, yes, we have 4 important, and because that there is delayed, there will be inhibition of cell division. Third, I am telling you what? Yes, again I am telling you motion, फेके, मंजन, महंगे. महंगे means magnesium. Fine now. So motion, फेके, मंजन, महंगे. So total we have, yes, 8. So by this mnemonics you are going to remember 8 plus 4 plus 7 means to say 15 important elements you have just learned. Remember, motion, K motion, motion, फेके, मंजन, महंगे. So fourth one we have is necrosis. Yes, necrosis means to say there will be death of particular leaf tissues. Leaf tissues will be dead. See how there is the diagram of necrosis. Here you are finding chlorosis. See, this is the yellowing of the leaf. This is not green, rather yellowing. So this is showing chlorosis, and this is showing what? Yes, this is showing necrosis. So in necrosis we have important 4 elements are there. Kaku ke mug. What I told you? Yes, I told you about Kaku ke mug. Kaku ke mug. So important 4 elements. So in this way you have to remember here. Fourth one is Kaku ke mug. So total we have important 4 information. Motion, again I am repeating you, motion, के मोशन, मोशन, फेके, मंजन, महंगे, काकू के मग. Okay, so in this way you can very easily learn and solve any question regarding this. Out of that we have also important 4 elements showing the different plant diseases as deficiency symptom. So first, molybdenum, it causes what? Whiptail of cauliflower. Boron, brown rot of beet. Mn, marsh spot of pea. Zinc, Khera disease of paddy. You can very easily remember these 4 by their very good clear diagram. Come see. Yes, this is the figurative description of important deficiencies as I told you. First, molybdenum. See, whiptail disease of cauliflower. Actually what happened? This whiptail is a type of lizard. So what happened? You are finding a lizard like this. Yes, this is like the lizard animal. This is the lizard. So what happened? This is the first cauliflower, normal cauliflower. Gradually it is going to appear like the lizard of whiptail. That's why it is appearing as whiptail with lizard, so called as whiptail disease of cauliflower, this deficiency of molybdenum, right? So that's why whiptail of cauliflower. Second is boron. B for boron, B for brown, B for beet. Remember BBB. BB नहीं बोलना किसी के. So B for brown rot of beet. Yes. So see, this is brown. This is the rot we are finding on the beet. These are the rots. Yes, these are the rots, and these rots are due to the deficiency of brown. So B for brown, B for beet, and B for brown. So B stands for brown rot of beet. Second, Mn. Manganese, it causes marsh spot of pea, right now. So see how this is the spotted structure in pea. It is caused by Mn. Similarly, zinc, Khera diseases of the paddy. As for rice, so color of leaf becomes yellow. Yes, you are finding this is the leaf of rice, and see how this yellowing is there. Okay, so due to this, this is yellowing, and this yellowing is due to the deficiency of zinc. So this is called Khera disease of pea. So you have to remember here 4 important elements, that is molybdenum, boron, Mn and Zn. So mobile German, yes, Mo for Biptel, B for, I told you, B for brown, B for beet, Mn, yes, Mars is for, one is the spot and second is the thyroid diseases. So in this way we can very easily remember by their figure description. Yes, and the last topic of this first lecture is mobile elements. See, we have important mobile elements and immobile elements. What do you mean? If a plant is there and if plant is earlier short and later it becomes larger, so what happen? If plant is growing and the element present, say if element is A and remain at the younger part, is not moving to the older to younger part. If it is moving to older to younger part, it is called mobile, and if remain only in the older part, if it is not moving, then it is called immobile. So the mobile elements are actively mobilized in the plants and spotted to the young developing tissues. Its deficiency, yes, since it is not moving, so where it will appear? Yes, it will appear first in the older tissues. Question may ask that if mobile element is not given, its deficiency will first appear in younger part or the older part? Yes, you have to tell older part, means to say you will find its deficiency in senescent leaf. Now, so in older part, what happen? If in older part there are some important elements, then it will be not waste. What happen? These biomolecule containing these elements broken down, making this element available for the mobilizing to the younger leaves. So in this way you have to remember three important mobile elements are there. These are N, K, Mg, nitrogen, potassium and magnesium. Immobile, as I told you, the immobile first, where it, since it is not moving, so if it is present in the younger part, older part, it will remain in the younger part. So in the younger part will not get that very important element, so its deficiency will first appear in the younger part, and relatively since it is immobile, so it are not transported out of the matured organ. So only present in the matured part, it will not move to the younger part. That's why if its deficiency appear in the younger part, its deficiency appears in the older part. And these immobile are also the part of the structural components. That's why they are not easily released. So example is phosphorus and sulfur and calcium, see, calcium and sulfur. But remember, this sulfur is disputed. Yes, when you are talking about NCERT first chapter of physiology, that is transport in plant, it is given under the mobile elements. There are four important mobile elements, that is nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium and sulfur, right now. But in this mineral nutrition, this sulfur is explained in the immobile. So again NCERT is creating the dispute here right now. Why? Because in this chapter it is written sulfur under immobile, but in chapter transport in plant it is written mobile as sulfur. So always remember, the position of sulfur is really disputed according to our NCERT, but it is finally, if it will be asked, then you will get the bonus marks. But in general it is found that sulfur is very readily mobilized, not completely immobilized, right now. So if you are aware of mobile as well as non-mobile elements, so what happen? You can easily find out their application on agriculture as well as horticulture. So the knowledge of mobile elements and immobile elements has great significance in agriculture as well as the horticulture. Now this is the first lecture what I discuss you. Now for the next lecture we will discuss, yes, second lecture, third lecture, and finally we will also get the fourth lecture where we will discuss the previous year question and NCERT new question framed by me. So thanks for this very watching the first lecture of mineral nutrition. And the nutshell again I would like to tell you, next class we will study mineral nutrition, mechanism of absorption, solute translocation, soil as reservoir of the essential elements. Yes, this is again revision. What we are finding? Yes, mobile element. What is the mobile element? Yes, N, K, Mg, and this is Cas, but sulfur is disputed as I told you. Yes, we have there, what is there? Whiptail disease, yes, by the molybdenum deficiency. Similarly, we studied motion, K motion, motion, फेंके, मंजन महंगे, काकू, केमग. These are the important mnemonics. Yes, critical concentration means below the essential concentration. Deficiency symptom means below the critical concentration, and it will appear as the morphological change. Yes, chelating agents that make the heavy metal soluble, as for example EDTA, DTP and siderphones, and see the very good advantage of this hydroponics. These are the also significance. See, I will discuss with the single plant, a number of plants, tray culture is there. See the importance, two important scientists, Julian von Sack and Garrick, who commercialized the hydroponics. Yes, four important broad classifications: CCAA, component for the biomolecules and cell, component for energy related important compounds, AA, yes, activator and altering. And here we studied macronutrients. Yes, in macronutrients, what we studied, their concentration required. Yes, this is 10 millimole per kg, greater than, that's why larger, less than, that why it is micro. Con, SP, K, Mag, Ka, C, we have, it is not given now in new NCERT. FECU, mobile, Jan, Mankal, Nivco, yes, Nivco is being removed in the new NCERT. Higher plants we have total 21. C, Na, Seco, 4, 8 is the micro, 9 is the macro, total is the 21. Right, so critical, as I told you, yes, thus directly involved in the plant metabolism, absolutely essential for the normal growth and reproduction, and it's specific and cannot be changed. Yes, we studied how it was being discovered. Yes, we studied what is exactly the mineral nutrition, how it was come to the notice by first time Van Helmont, and in this way we studied about the first topic. Yes, study method of study, the mineral nutrients in plant and essential mineral nutrients up to the hydroponics. So I think go through the NCERT, you will get all the things well remembered. Thank you very much for watching our this video, and if you want the continuity of these same things, and if you want to give your good suggestions, most welcome. Please provide your good comments, suggestions. Thank you very much, friends. Thank you.